Guess who got brands talking? Brandlife.co.za. What up, Pips?
What's up? We back.
Yeah,
we connected.
man. Yeah, I'm connected. Wi-Fi.
You're wired.
Check.
Ready for action.
Yeah, I'm ready for this.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Geeks Connect, the show that connects you to the users of your apps, to innovation structures, platforms, opportunities, to industry leaders, to fellow geeks all out there to be awesome.
After that intro, I have one question for you, right?
Yes, sir.
Why are you not listening? So obviously, if you're not listening, you won't hear this. Now, direct this message to all your friends out there. Why are they not listening? Why are they not tuned in to the Geeks Connect show? As Steve mentioned, this is the show for the geeks, by the geeks. So everything tech, you want to know everything, you want to know what's happening in the tech world, we'll fill you up. And there's also a platform for you guys, to connect with us and tell us what is it that you're doing.
Yeah, man. I just read this article this morning. Stephen Hawking.
I don't know. Who's that?
The brilliant man is wheelchaired. He talks through a computer.
Yeah, I think, I know him.
Yes.
Just didn't know his name.
That's Stephen Hawking's, and it's incredible. And in fact, Intel just released the code that is behind his technologies that allows him to talk to you through the computer. Yeah, but then what's interesting about him this morning is that he said that technology is going to kill humanity.
Do you think so?
Yeah, this man always says some crazy stuff. He always says some very smart stuff, and I think that's possible. We are, of course, when we are at dinner tables in restaurants, we don't have to talk to each other. Thanks to Steve Jobs,
Wait. So you are on the same side as we shouldn't be talking to each other?
Yes.
Why?
Let's talk to each other through our phones. We don't have to talk to each other in person, Yeah. So we can be sitting here together. Let's talk to each other through WhatsApp, through all different types of messengers.
I beg to differ on that. So I guess you agree with him in terms of technology is messing up humanity and whatnot, and you support that. I'm for. I want to have that one-on-one connection with people physically.
We don't have to meet. We don't have to be.
No. We don't have to. But if we're sitting together in the same room, like almost 10 centimeters away from each other, and all we're doing is texting each other, then that's a problem for me.
We must always find innovative ways, Chief. We must always be able to find new ways to communicate.
No, I disagree.
Anyway, Misha, where were you turning up this week?
All right, so it's been quite a busy week so far as it is. But one of the things that did over the past weekend was attend the Kalushi premiere. So for those who don't know, Kalushi is a movie of Solomon Mahlangu. It's all about history and what's happening in the country, what happened in the country back in the year 1976. So the movie is released this coming Friday on the 10th. So the premiere was pretty cool. I mean, it was so many nice people, so many good-looking people.
Yeah, man.
Apparently, so many delicious people. There was that as well. But yeah, the movie was great. Got to meet a lot of people.
Yes, man. I was there also on the red carpet. Got to
meet
cool.
the famous Mr. Tiyani from Guyana. And he was flocked with the Geek Culture social media crew, looking all glowing and stuff.
I was wearing.
I wish you guys could see him right now. He's glowing. Let me just plug this up on Instagram.
No. But then it was a pretty cool event. So go check out Kalushi tomorrow at a cinema near you. Check it out on New Metro, on Stake Clinical, everywhere. Go check it out. # go see Kalushi. The movie took 9 years.
Jeez,
to make. That's 9 years.
Yeah, lots of challenges around it. But now, what do you think about that?
I'm just wondering the type of technology in terms of film production. Technology evolves.
Yeah.
So if you get to see a movie of that magnitude made with technologies of a couple of years back, I think that's going to be fascinating to also see the story. But then I've watched the movie like 3 times also. It's incredible.
People who are privileged.
Yes. Misho, you know that I'm a VIP and you're just a P.
Ooh,
Yes.
Okay. Okay, dropping bombs on me.
Yeah, man. But then of course from my side, I was turning up at the British Council Regional Directors meeting. So all the directors of the British Council in Africa, almost all of them are here in the country, checking out what is South Africa is up to and so forth. And because we had been working with the British Council, so we had to set up what we call a robot station there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. We got to interact and see how we can take this maker movement forward, you know.
So just explain a little bit to us. I mean, what is this maker movement that you keep on talking? Because some of us have had the unfortunate pleasure of just seeing a lot of wood. But what is really happening in this maker movement? What is it all about?
Okay, so when you talk about making, we're talking about using your hands.
Yeah.
We talk about building crafts. We talk about 3D printing in this digital age. We're talking about textiles. We're talking about people who use indigenous knowledge to make stuff.
Okay.
I always say this: women are born makers. You know, do you want to disagree with that?
I think I want to hear what you're gonna say.
So if you want to disagree with that, just think who made your baby formula. You know, I think a lot of men don't know how to make a baby formula, but women does it so perfectly. And also making up a bed, women does it so perfectly. You know,
So ladies and gentlemen, now we know what kind of man T is. Who struggles making his own bed and doesn't do it properly. But yeah, I mean, it's great, this maker movement, and it's something that I think people should jump into, showcasing what you can do, DIY stuff, you know, with the little resources that you guys have.
yes.
One of the
So it's also important to tell kids. Please tell kids. I know they're in school right now, but then please tell kids that food does not come from the fridge. Yes, food does not come from the fridge. It's important for kids to know that that you go on to there's a lot of things that go on in processing food and all that, and they need to be able to make food and make sure that they embrace the maker movement as well.
Alright, so yeah, guys, food does not come from the fridge.
Yeah, man.
Wise words from Mr. T right there.
Yes. Can you tell us about some interesting tech facts for today, Misho?
Alright, before I jump into the tech facts, just want to tell the guys out there, right? Tune into join us on social media, right? Use Geeks Connect, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're there. We're plugging in this, and spread the word about the show. And would really love to hear from you guys. Would love to hear what is it that you're thinking, what is it that you're making, what is it that you eating from the fridge, where food does not come from the fridge. But basically, talk to us and let us know what you're doing. All right, today we jump into a couple of tech facts and domain registrations. Right, we're free till 1995. So now you pay roughly starts of what? It's can go anything like $100 up, 120 for a domain name.
Yes.
And
obviously you have to renew it every year as well.
Yeah, you constantly have to renew it, and then once you got your website up, you're paying every single month for it, for the domain. So back in 1995, these things were pretty free. Maybe it's because not a lot of people were connected.
Yeah, well, that's probably the case, but .com became very much commercial in the late 90s. That's where the .com grew into a large international platform that it is today. Companies like PayPal, of course, realized the value that .com was going to have, and a whole lot of companies went through that journey to embrace .com within their brand organization. So it has revolutionized the digital marketing strategy to what it is today. It sounds cool. Geekculture.com. That's cool, eh?
Yeah.
Of course, we're not taking any
international, baby.
Yeah, we're not taking anything away from .co.za, but .com. That is just cool.
Actually, maybe that could be something we talk about. Do you guys out there think that it makes a difference whether you're a .com or a .co? And if that's the case, which one do you prefer? Why would I go for a .com over a .co?
So .com it's more for commercial value, so you international. It's also good to help internationalize your brand, obviously. So it has to do with familiarity as well, because .com was placed as this thing that is going to revolutionize the 20th century, and it did. But .com is used for commercial value, and a lot of corporate world have been using it. Of course, you have .tv. These days you have got .jobbik, like Tumulahong.jobbik. And then you have got .durban, .pretoria. Do you have .pretoria?
I think it's still coming.
Okay.
And the thing about those ones, they're quite a little bit more expensive than the rest. For some odd reason, when you more centralize them to a specific city, they've become a little bit more expensive.
Okay. Yeah. Another one.
All right. The other. So while we're still on that, talking about the .coms, if you guys have something that you're working on, or you want us to check out your platform, your site, your website and whatnot, drop us your .com.co domain name on the Geek Culture social media platform, and we'll check it out. So the next one is, you cannot reverse a Bitcoin transaction or be forced to pay. So Bitcoin is a bit tricky. It's a bit difficult to understand. It's a new form of currency that's going on, where you sort of like with the Bitcoin and blockchain, it's transactions that you do by cutting out the middleman. So that's a little bit that I know about it. It's still like light years ahead of my knowledge of it.
I think the best way to put the statement that you're about to make now. I saw this meme of the, is it called a meme or meme?
Mimi.
Mimi, okay. I saw this meme of the Queen of England. She was holding a coin. It was a Bitcoin meme. She said, "I don't like this Bitcoin thing. Does not have my face on it."
So that's the thing about Bitcoin's transactions. There's no who owns what. It's a dark world out there. It's not dark, but it's a new platform of doing transactions. And a lot of people have jumped into it, and the value of the Bitcoin has actually gone very, very high.
Yes, so actually, the biggest currency right now, it's the digital currency.
Yes.
You're talking bitcoins, the cryptocurrency. It's quite a big space right now. A lot of banks are going through that route as well. And today, in fact, we've got Sihle on the show. So you'll be telling us more about forex trading a little bit, but that's another form of digital currency, and how to make sure that you utilize technology to make the best out of it.
Yeah, so we got Sihle, pretty interesting dude. You'll hear him when he comes up. His story is quite fascinating as well. So tune into that later on. Our last tech fact for today is the first known cell phone virus was Kiba A. Appeared in 2004. Ish, there I go. So the first known cell phone virus is called Cabir CABIR.A. It appeared in 2004.
I'm recording this.
So no, we're not recording this. It's a rehearsal. So yes, right. we are live on this, guys. We are live. So that was the first known virus back then. a lot of people are on some phones don't get viruses. At the end of the day, you're connected to the internet. And in this world we live in everything being connected, you are really likely to get a virus and get hooked.
Yes. And speaking of getting hooked and viruses and cyber world, this week, in fact, last week, WikiLeaks have released a lot of files. They've released a lot of files. You know WikiLeaks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the latest, biggest link that WikiLeaks had made was in 2010. But this week, everybody is abuzz. So they released some tricks that the CIA uses to spy on people. So they use smartphones, they use smart TVs, IoT things. So apparently the CIA is using that to spy on civilians.
So here's a crazy thing about that, right? If you know Mark Zuckerberg, your Facebook guy, he's now got his laptop strapped with where there's a camera. He's got that closed up because there was a time his stuff was hacked because of that. So people are able to gain access into a lot of things using, as T mentioned, the TV screens that you have. So there's now the TVs that you have, the smart TVs. I mean, someone will sit there and say, yeah, I got a smart TV and whatnot. But just because that thing is connected to the net simply means someone can actually access it as well. So imagine whatever you'll be doing in front of your screen, someone hacking and your TV and plugging that online.
Do you think young people are conscious on security?
Young people are not really conscious. I think one of the biggest things is like they will be on say, first thing is I don't have that much money to be hacked, so I won't lose much. But there's also a lot of things that you should be conscious of, like your privacy.
Yes.
Your conversations that you have with people. Those things are very valuable. They could then be used to harm you. They could use to tarnish your name and all those things.
So everyone believes that I'll never believe it until it happens to me.
Yeah, don't be that guy.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy, because once it happens to you, you're going to regret it. It's going to be all over the place. And, the best thing is try to keep safe. Avoid clicking on unnecessary links that don't make sense to you. What else? How can people actually keep themselves safe?
So yeah, make sure that you don't click on funny stuff, and never trust friends of friends. Sometimes you should be careful about that. And then also make sure that you don't do. We cannot emphasize this enough. Don't do banking on public Wi-Fi. Or do not just connect on an unsecured Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You should be really careful about public Wi-Fi. In fact, there was a report released that the situation is actually more serious than we thought. Of course, we need public education. We need to make sure that we drive more of this public education to make sure that people really understand the dangers of Wi-Fi usage and on public Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so that's what we'll continue to emphasize on it. We'll continue to mention it. Have restrictions on what you do on your public Wi-Fi, because it might be, yes, great, I've got 200 megs free and whatnot, and you go and do some. There are guys who actually sit in certain cafeterias, the popular ones where the Wi-Fi is good, and then their job is really to just jump into your connected devices, and when you're doing transaction, they are able to play around in your space.
And developers, please make sure that you have security. Develop anything, make sure that you develop with security in mind. Be conscious, make sure that your users are protected, and go study the legislature, go study how the procedures, how the South African law works, because you have got the constitution talks about the protection of personal information. You should be able to go read about that and make sure that people's information are protected as highly as possible. Yeah. So right now, Misho, let's quickly check out an innovation. So this is the section of the show where we profile some of the innovations that are coming out of the country. This is more like a garage type of work that young developers are working on.
Yes.
Yes, and this week we're checking out
So this week we're checking our social blogger. So it's blogger with 1G instead of 2, right? This is done. So we've got a group on Facebook called innovators.it. And then there's this dude in there. He's been working on building this platform called a social blogger. He's been testing it, getting feedback, which I really love. I like the idea that he's not just building this thing and then coming back. He's building and coming back to get feedback from the community on what do they think about this, the design, the look and feel, and the functionality and whatnot. So social blogger.
Yes, sir. Social blogger is a new social network that go beyond all the Facebook limitations.
Locally, proudly SA.
Yes, and lets you explore a whole new world. This social network has been specifically designed to cater for all the curious minds out there. What do you think of this platform, Misha?
So I'm actually on the site right now. You can check it out. We're gonna put up the link on our Facebook page and on our Twitter account as well. It's called socialblogger.com. You can just check it out. So it's pretty cool. You can log in obviously using your Facebook, and I see a couple of known people there who've already started commenting and posting stuff. So it's a platform for people are just chatting about a couple of things, and you can see the most common tags that they've been doing is around Android, Apple, Google phone, Huawei. There's a couple of cars related things, watches, Steve Jobs. So this is something that you guys can check. There's also they also post things like job opportunities, because I'm seeing for someone who's looking for job position, there's a couple of things there. So it's basically an all-round platform for people to communicate. Have you tested it out?
Yes, I did. But do you think that there's too much negativity on social media? Because I've seen some people saying that they're leaving Twitter because there's just too much negativity.
I think the thing that I've spotted now is that whole I want to be heard.
Okay.
Right. So I want to be an influencer. I want to be popular. I want to be known. So people tend to just jab on anyone just to get that popularity. So it's very tricky now on Twitter in terms of what do you go and say? What do you go and comment on? Because this is South Africa and they will rip you apart on Twitter. So
Black Twitter
doesn't play around. So someone is always ready to say something. So maybe there is that element of negativity around it. And it's become a platform as well for, lots of complaints and if companies are not doing right or not responding to clients' issues, everybody just jumps on social media. So there is an element of that negativity, and there is also that if you're not really pushing in good quality stuff, good content that's useful and good, people don't really like good people that much.
Yes. We're now going to take a quick ad break, and we'll be back after this.
You ever thought about the power of social media? Social media has the power to make your business grow. Yeah. Why don't you let us manage your social media? Because our business is to see your business grow. Visit us at www.bstownmedia.co.za.
Harnessing the power of talk radio. Brandlive.co.za.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Yes, you are still tuned in to Geeks Connect with me, Shongobeni.
And we've got DJ Innovation.
Yeah,
AKA
man.
T,
On the
AKA
zeros and
Tiyani.
ones. On the zeros and
Boy,
ones.
This
on
is
the
the only
zeros and
DJ
ones. On the zeros and ones.
who plays
Zeros
on the
and-
zeros and ones. His
It's a
deck.
digital radio, zeros and ones.
Sure, spin some decks for us, T.
No. This is a digital radio, Chief. We're all about zeros and ones here. Anyway, before the break, we're talking about complaints and all that. I think one of my favorite platforms in terms of checking out complaints and companies' performance, customer relations, and so forth. Hello Peter is a great platform for that. So have a look at hellopeter.com to check out what are people saying about different brands.
So with that, I once checked it. It's tricky, hey, because sometimes the stuff that people say there is very negative, right? And you go and you're looking for something and you find people are saying something very negative, and only to find that your experience
That's
is,
what the platform is for.
and you find that your experience, right, is not as negative as what people said, right? So there are obviously people that do that. So it is a good platform to get a lot of feedback on what people are saying, but just check around as well.
Hello Peter has a lot of data of what are people saying about a particular brand. You know, they rate MTN's customer service. You know, even government services. MTN, Vodacom, Telcom, Cell C, every platform. So you can actually get to see what are other people saying out there, and I think it has a huge impact in terms of ratings.
Yeah, so if you want to check out some product, you want to get the feedback on it and what people are saying out there, have a look at Hello Peter. You'll get to see what other people. So if you feel that you have received bad service from a particular organization, right, or you want to buy something from them, you can check out Hello Peter to hear what people are saying about that particular service from that particular organization. And I think maybe it's another platform where companies can actually go and check what people are saying about them.
Of course.
Because that's the biggest mistake a lot of companies make. They just go in and throw stuff out there and think people are not saying anything. They won't always go to Twitter and Facebook, but if you go to a platform like Hello Peter, you'll be surprised.
Of course. Yes. Misho, in terms of making sure that one keeps up their developer momentum in 2017, what do you think developers can be doing?
So I think developers should one, read.
Okay.
A lot of devs, from what I've come across, don't do much reading. From what I've come across, but they need to open their mind, right, to understand what's going on around them. That's how you actually get to see problems. You see what's going around your area, so you can solve those particular problems. Because if you think that yes, switching on and off lights is done this way, and you haven't done enough research, you won't know what's the next step or who else has done that. So the same thing. So you need to read and get exposure out there. The next one is network. It's great. A lot of devs are more on, I'm behind the computer and I don't want to talk to anyone, like someone in front of me who thinks it's best we talk over the phone while we're sitting together. But go out there, interact with other people. What you think someone else might know better. What you think you understand, someone else might be able to explain it in a different manner. So go out there and connect with other people. And I think those are the two things that I would really recommend to developers.
No, it's funny that you mentioned research what's out there. Everybody have an app idea.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have got billions of app ideas right now.
Yeah, I just got 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but then sometimes people tend to want to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah. That's another big problem that I have. That's why I'm emphasizing on go out there and see what other people are doing. Network, read as well. I mean, there's a lot of magazines and blogs out there that are competing for space, that are repeating the same thing, but are competing for that space. So read and see who's doing what. I mean, if you're trying to do a taxi app, who else is doing a taxi app out there? And why are they struggling? Why isn't it out there? Why aren't you using it? Right, so look at those type of things. Go out there and read and do lots of research.
Yes, I know we emphasized the issue of lean methodology in the past. So I think we'll emphasize it again. Build it fast and get the feedback as early as possible. Remember to fail and fail fast.
So just to add on to that, T, it's a good thing that you mentioned that. I mean, the guy who built this app, this platform that we spoke about today, the social blogger, his name is Tepo. Dude, I can't pronounce your surname. Chocha. Sorry, dude. Apologies for that. But what he's done is he's basically built this thing and he's constantly getting feedback. He's building, pushing it out to the community. So that's why we have this geek culture community. It's for people to use it to get feedback as well. You can test your products there as well. So go out there and test your products, put it out into the community, test it out, put it out, get feedback as to go agile on it.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to take another quick ad break, and then immediately after the quick ad break, we're going to play a code jam. Grab a cup of coffee. We hope you're coding and waking at the same time. We'll be back with Sihle Mabaleka. You have to hear his story. You have to. You really, really have to. See you in a bit. Yeah. I just love the kind of music we play in here. They are stimulating, you know. They are stimulating to the mind and gets you in the mood to code. Oh my God. Anyway, we're back with Sihle Mabaleka. We've known Sihle for some time now. He attended the first ever Geek Culture Hackathon in 2014. And after that, he has been doing some crazy stuff. But we'll talk about it.
Troublemaker.
Yeah. Sihle, welcome to the show.
Thank you. You just had to say my name like a vendor or a Tsonga person, like Mabaleka. So much.
What are you?
What is it?
So it's Mabaleka.
Mabaleka.
Say gently, man.
Oh.
We are not fighting here.
Wow.
How are you guys?
So all this time I've been saying it wrong in my mind. Anyway, we're good, man. We're good. Can you quickly tell us about yourself and...
Hold on. I'm just interested. Okay, we can go. That's fine. Yes, tell us, TC.
Okay, so the name is Sihle Mabaleka, and basically I'm a computer buff. I've always been interested in computers. I've always loved them, and when the opportunity to learn how to code myself came up, I took that and I ran with it. And so sitting here, I am a huge computer buff. I teach Android. I've ventured into other passions, but mostly I am heavily passionate about computers and programming. Yeah.
So you into computers and programming, right?
Yeah.
Right. I just have to get everybody to hear your story. This is very important for everybody listening out there who thinks, you can't make something out of your life, and just because you're doing this and you can't do that. So for all those people who think, I'm doing fashion, I'm doing whatever else you're studying, HR, whatever it might be, that you can't even jump into the tech world. Sihle, tell us your story. What did you study? Hit us up, man. Tell us.
Okay, so when I left high school, I wanted to study computer sciences. Like ever since I was interested in computers, but I couldn't do that. I got a bursary and a scholarship to go study education, right? So that's what I did. I went to go study education, but I was very passionate about computers. And so I had a laptop. I had access to the internet. I opened my laptop, I went on YouTube, and I started learning how to code. I learned, the first programming language I learned was Java.
Yeah.
Not to get too technical, but was Java. And from there, it has been just the best of times. I studied education, and I started realizing that I'm good at what I do when my peers were asking me how to do the things that they were doing in class every day.
So here you are, a guy with who's studying education background, right? And you are helping guys who are studying IT.
Yes, so when I met Misho, it was at the TUT Open Day, and I was just there helping a friend of mine, Usboniso. He was there during the Open Day and said, come through. I went there, I had an app that was there, showed Misho, and it was as if I was part of the ICT faculty, but I wasn't. I was all the way from education, studying maths and science.
All right. So what actually made you decide that, software is what I need to jump into? Software development is what I need to do.
So I've always known that I'm going to end up in computers. From when I touched my first computer to when I read Bill Gates' The Road Ahead in 2007. So I've always known that I'm going to end up there. It was just a matter of time.
Yeah.
In my heart, I knew that's where my passion is. It's just a matter of time. And it started with playing games. I didn't code until I got to varsity. I was just playing games, playing with the computer, but I knew that that's where I'm going to end up, one way or the other.
All right. This Ngobeni guy, Misho, was emphasizing the need to read. What are some of your favorite books? Can you tell us a little bit?
So my favorite books, it's books that are self-help mostly. So I'm going to start with, in the order of the ones that I love. So the first one is 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene.
Yeah.
The second one is Mastery by Robert Greene. And the third one is one that's really interesting. It's called Freakonomics by Stephen D. Levitt and Stephen D. J. Dubner. So with Freakonomics, it was just rogue talking about things like why are sumo wrestlers important in Japan, why do drug dealers still live with their moms. So it was just that interesting, provoking train of thought that I wanted to get into, and those are the most interesting books.
Did it help shape you in any way? And if so, how did these particular books go about shaping you?
Oh, they shaped me in the deepest, because with the 48 Laws of Power, it helped me understand social dynamics and understand how to navigate certain aspects of life.
Yeah.
Even if it's just getting girls or whatever. So in that space, it helped me because I understood how to get certain actions out of people. With Mastery, it actually taught me how to the process of how to learn something on your own, but also how to integrate yourself into a bigger environment and make use of that environment. And with Freakonomics, it was just to be interesting, so that when I talk on radio, it's not really boring.
So there you have it, guys. If you read books, you will find ways of getting girls.
That's interesting.
All right, T, you got something for C?
Yeah, man. I mean, I know that he's quite active in this forex stuff. He talks about it. It says we can't be poor forever. Sihle, can you quickly just take us through what's in the name forex trading?
So as with me, I believe there is no limitations. Just because you do one thing does not mean you can't do the other. So with forex, it was a passion. I just went in because I wanted to learn something new, an entirely new system, and I did that. So with forex, it's just trading foreign exchange. It's buying one currency pair for the other, and that's what you do all day. It's ups and downs. That's all you do. You just look at the ups, you look at the downs, you trade according to that.
So guys, this guy is sitting in the studio. We're busy interviewing him, and he's actually trading as we speak, and he's actually teaching someone else how to trade. Like, that's the thing I like about admire Sihle, the ability of being able to multitask, but also doing a lot of different things. Talking about doing a lot of different things, you are part of Code Tribe.
Yes.
What is Code Tribe, and what do you really do within Code Tribe?
So Code Tribe is a project by mLab alongside the Innovation Hub, and what it seeks to do is take coding to the township.
Okay.
And in teaching, in skills development in the township. So you get to Code Tribe and you learn how to build Android apps. This is in a space like Soweto at Deep Kloof Road, just deep in Soweto, next to Para. There's one that we're opening now in Tembisa, the Ekurhuleni West College that we have there. So we are taking coding straight to the township and teaching people how to code.
So basically, Code Tribe is really now saying to all the young guys out there, here's a platform that you guys can be part of to learn how to code.
Yes.
Are you focusing on anything specific? Are you coding in general, or is it a particular focus?
So right now it's a particular focus, and it focuses on the biggest mobile platform that we have right now, which is Android.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're focusing on. We're focusing on teaching people how to build Android apps.
Nice.
All right. So someone just asked a question, and that person says, who is the author of that book with title Mystery?
Mastery.
Yes.
It's
Mastery.
Robert Greene.
Robert Greene.
And Greene is spelled Greene. Yes.
Okay, got it. All right, Sihle, I want us to get back to this forex trading thing, because this is a way of getting a passive income.
Yes.
How can one who's interested in getting along with the forex trading get started today?
So I started forex trading the very same way that I started learning how to code. I opened my laptop and I opened YouTube and I started watching YouTube videos, and that's how I got into it. And as you learn more, obviously more avenues open, and you end up meeting certain people that influence your decisions. So I just opened my YouTube and wrote there how to trade forex, and took it from there.
So talking about that, are you a big fan of YouTube? I mean, earlier on we spoke about T. He asked, so how can developers improve their skills? What is the different ways of improving their skills? Is it through YouTubing? Is it how is it opening books?
So you utilize whatever works best for you. I love books, but when I read my books, I don't love reading textbooks because I feel they're outdated sometimes. So I open YouTube and I get to work with the most updated content. So that's why I go on YouTube, because of its ease in the way that everything comes to me, and also I get to see what I'm doing actively at that moment, because you'll find that it's a tutorial and they are their coding as they speak to you. So I think that's the best way for me to learn.
All right. You're an app developer, right?
Yes.
3 of your favorite apps, Instagram excluded.
Instagram excluded. Okay, so
We know you like to look let people know how you look, all snazzy and stuff. But Instagram excluded. What are your three favorite apps?
so my 3 favorite apps at the top of the pile, it's WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Simply because it replaced SMS.
Mm.
And I think that's the most convenient thing you could ever do. It simply was able to replace SMS. The second one is Facebook.
Mm.
Because with that, I draw the story of how you can find people in the market, even if you're not the first to market. If you do something, you do it right, you are normally you get successful at it.
Sure.
And so that's why Facebook is up there at the top. And the last one, because of how creative it is and how it looks. I love how it looks and how I engage with the app. The other one would definitely have to be Wire. I've spoken about this on a Twitter video on Geek Culture. It's Wire because of they reinvented how we normally look at the instant messenger and in the user interface. They reinvented it and made it much more simpler than WhatsApp is.
All right. So Mabona on Instagram is asking, what apps have you developed? They want to check them out.
So what apps have I developed? So I've been mostly an enterprise developer. I've been developing apps privately for big businesses. I can't divulge on what I'm working with right now, even with Geek Culture. But an app that I built but I took it down. It was called Apprise Media, and it was for news and blogging.
Yeah.
That was the app that I built. But everything else has been mostly enterprise because I don't have the money to go in and build a huge startup, and I don't have the patience either to track it out until the end. That's why I'm in Forex now.
All right. So there's a lot of guys out there trying to build apps, and sometimes I feel like they're doing it wrong. Sometimes I feel they don't have exposure to the ways of doing it right. What do you think are some of the challenges that young developers are facing within the app space, and how can what can you tell them? What advice can you give them to actually push better apps, better quality apps, faster as well? Because a lot of these guys take forever to build the apps, and only to find that some of the stuff is not even good.
So the first thing that's important is that you need to be excited about what you're doing. It's not necessarily about what you're building, it's why you're building it. And if you're excited about why you're building the thing that you're building, it normally you find yourself enjoying the process. But at the end, when you get to the how and the what, you have to reach a point where you need to test it. And so you need to build your most minimal viable product, meaning at its most basic, what functionality does your app have? And that's what you launch, and you work from there. Based on the feedback that you're getting, you keep on honing it and changing it. A lot of apps have started one way and they've pivoted and changed the other direction.
But are we really building quality apps in the country? Are we really building quality apps? I mean, a lot of people are downloading apps which are not South African. What's the problem?
I would have to say the problem is we don't have enough access to information, and we are not trying to get that access to that information. So you'll find that there's a lot of quality apps and we can build them. It's just we're scared of getting into that space because you're thinking, why would I build this if there's something bigger on the market? And that's where you find your niche. So I think the more products we can launch, it doesn't matter if you think it's not good enough yet. That's what you launch. You launch it even if it's not good enough yet, and you go with that.
All right.
Sihle, thank you so much for thank you so much for
Being with you.
Yes, thank you so much for being with us today. What is going on with me? Anyway, well, thank you so much for being with us today. Any last message do you have for the geeks out there?
So the first thing when you're doing anything, start with why. That's actually a book. It's called Start With Why. Go Google it. Start with why, and then figure out the how, and then get to the what. Always start with why. Once you start with the why, the how and the what become easier.
All right, so it's the why, the how,
And the what.
and the what.
It's that simple.
Brilliant. Thank you, Sihle. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick ad break and we'll be back after this. Damn.
Making a bold statement yet blending into the surrounding suburbs of Melville, 27 Boxes is a realization of edgy design and practical implementation. A radical departure from the shopping malls of our generation, yet not a return to the high streets of our youth. 27 Boxes showcases the best of a shopping centre set in a garden, surrounded by the bohemian suburb that is Melville. 27 Boxes, shop, play, eat.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Geeks Connect show with myself, Tiyani and Mixo.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yeah, we just had Sihle, a brilliant young guy. Hey, our country have so much talent. So, right now is that segment of the show where we tell you what will be turning up. Turn up.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about the 15th. The 15th is Geek Culture's birthday.
Yeah, man.
So
How old are we turning?
We're turning 4 years.
Oh my
We're
God.
still a little baby, but we're growing.
Yeah,
A
man.
lot of havoc has been done. More havoc still to be done. So on the 14th, we
On the 15th.
On the 15th, we're turning.
Yes. So what
14.
what Mixo wanted to say was on the 14th we start the party, and then the party will go on until the 15th. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was
Party.
trying to say.
Party.
What else? T? What else are you getting up to?
This weekend the ladies are hosting something called High Tea Tech. High
So,
Tech Tea.
I was about to correct that. They're not greeting tea. It's high tech tea. It's an event that they're having at the Innovation Hub. So they've already had a couple of signups. So just check out our Facebook page if you want to find out more about that information. So it's run by Sina and also led by Balisa. So shout out to the sisters out there making it for themselves. That's what Geeks is doing it for themselves. This coming Saturday, right?
Yeah, they are doing it themselves, but they'll be making me carry tables around on Saturday. Anyway,
I've already told them that I'm not carrying tables because that's what the title says. Geeks is doing it for yourself.
yes. Also, SafeHack. This is a cybersecurity hackathon powered by Telkom and PwC, hosted at CoTribe on the 18th until the 19th of March. It's going to be exciting. You know that digital zombies are out to get you. They are out to get you. Trust me. So the hackathon will be bringing more consciousness in the cybersecurity space and making sure that developers develop with consciousness and the right tools to make sure that those apps are secured. And we'll be doing some pen testing as well to make sure that you try to break into your system over a firewall and so forth. So it's going to be exciting. Come and get yourself some new skills.
Yeah, so come through to the Safe Hack. It's definitely one next weekend to look out for.
No, the other weekend.
It's next weekend.
The 18th.
It's next weekend.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yes. Time flies, T. Time flies. So it's definitely next weekend. Come through at the Innovation Hub. Sign up. We've already put up the link. The seats are filling up very fast, so we're going to close it very fast.
So go to safehack2017.eventbrite. Brite as in BRITE.com.
Yeah, that's where you'll find the registration for the Safe Hack.
Yes, and then folks down in Kimberley may like this. They'll be hosting a hackathon called 053 Hack, aiming to rewire Kimberley, making sure that they build the digital economy in Kimberley, making sure that the township economy gets revitalized, and it's going to be super exciting. We also have the municipality providing their budget data, so that's going to be exciting to see what type of solutions the developers come up with. But I'm excited about Kimberley. The developer confidence there keeps on growing.
Yeah. So shout out to the guys in Kimberley. What I like about them is they'll always show up in big numbers to this event, and I really respect that. So shout out to you guys in Kimberley. You guys are awesome. Just another closing up. There's a Global Entrepreneurship Congress happening.
Yes.
So for all you guys who are really interested into the entrepreneurship world, follow the Global Entrepreneurship Congress. It's happening next week from the 13th. From the 13th to the 16th. Tickets have closed, but keep your eyes glued on social media,
Yes.
to see what's happening.
Yes, so the global entrepreneurship, this is so exciting. It's the first time in African soil.
Yes.
First time in African soil hosted right here in the city of Joburg. There will be a lot of speakers from all over the world. South Africa will be showcasing what they've been doing in the startup scene, to look at also what more support can be provided to the entrepreneurs. The mayor of Joburg will be doing the opening address, so we're really excited to see how Joburg will be hosting us in the coming week. Also, the Deputy President of South Africa will be giving a keynote there. So that's also interesting as well. And the Department of Small Businesses will be highlighting some of the work they've been doing. So that's really, really exciting. Startup weekend. Those activities have been happening, and then you also have Startup Nation South Africa. So I'm also looking forward in terms of how do they highlight the work that has been done along the startup scene ecosystem.
Yeah, so as we mentioned earlier on, one of the things that you can do is stay connected, check out what's going on, and be part of the activity. You know, you can't really just close yourself up and think you'll know what's going on around you. So check out what's happening out there. And if you guys are doing anything out there, I know Code Tribe does have applications. So just check out the mLab and Code Tribe website for latest updates on how do you go about joining that. And if you guys have any other events that are happening or any other things that are happening,
connect at geekculture.com.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have to end it here for today, hey? Yeah.
Unfortunately, guys, we out.
Yeah, man. See you next week. Well, hear us next week.
Sure.
Live from 27 Boxes in the heart of Melville, this is brandlive.co.za. If you're looking for an information technology and communication solution company suitable for your small or medium-sized enterprise, then look no further than Hive ICT. They aim to provide SMEs with the same level of service expected by large corporations without sacrificing the personal relationship they have with their customers. Offering remote and on-site support, as well as IT system design, network design and installations, server and workstation maintenance, and web design, web application development, and more. Visit www.hiveict.com right away.